So as you can see, I've stopped the program. I lost the control page screen when I stop it, and the little icon representing the Spooky function generator went back to pink. It was green. I'm going to, from here, go to settings because I'm going to make one change. And that is, I'm going to take channel 2 and I'm going to run it in the invert sync mode. So what it will do, it will be a sine wave, but it'll be 180 degrees out of phase from channel 1. And I'm feeding channel 1 into the coil, one half the coil. I'm feeding channel 2 to one half the coil, but these signals are going to be 180 degrees out of phase. I'm going to go back and hit the control tab, restart the program, and you're going to notice something very significant. I'm going to hit start. And what you see now is you can see that I'm sending from the Spooky into the coil a sine wave. But the coil for to receiving it is just seeing a straight line. What's happening is that you have 280 degree out of phase signals that are basically canceling themselves out. But what's going on inside this coil are scalar waves. And if I remove this core, I have a place to put my fingernail samplings in now. Now, it was a question of whether a magnet would help like they have on the remotes. I really don't know. I happen to have a couple of fingernail samplings that you can see I'm trying to pick up with my freshly cut fingernail. And I'm putting them in the center of the core. They are inside a magnetic flux field. There is a vortex of magnetic flux going on inside. So what's happening is the information field that is contained within the scalar wave is picking up your biological essence. And in this case, biological essence would include the DNA also. And the stated theory is that the frequencies that are being generated in a scalar wave mode now are carrying the information field of your biological essence, and it is affecting you. And if you're trying to correct a problem with pain, you're running a program that helps relieve pain, you will be the recipient of that scalar wave. That is the theory, or the stated theory, as everybody talks about scalar waves. That's what they say. So we now have a scalar wave device that is pretty much like the remote, except it doesn't have a magnet. There's some question about what the magnet actually does on the remote. I have written up a little narrative of my particular suspicions, but what we really need to do is ask the designer of the remote exactly what is that magnet doing. He should know, or she should know. The designer should know. So anybody out there that's watching this, if you're the designer, let us know what that magnet means. All right, so there's my presentation. By the way, this one preset, which is sitting right now labeled the default startup program, I will copy that and rename it to DNA Repair, and I will put it in the user file, the preset user file. Only needs to have one change to make this run as a magnetic wave device or a scalar wave delivery device. When you run, I'm going to go back to the settings. I'm going to stop the program. I'm going to go back to settings. And although you can't see a lot of the detail, when you change wave channel 2 to be the inverse sync of the wave coming out of channel 1, the way this is connected up, we're using it as a scalar wave delivery device. When I make the two waves, channel 1 and channel 2, identical, then I'm using this as a magnetic wave delivery device. Same coil, two different purposes. And when we use it as a magnetic wave delivery device, I like to put the core in because it gives a little bit stronger magnetic focus field coming out. And we don't need the fingernail clippings there because we're not doing that same biological essence capturing. All right, that's my presentation. I hope you learned something, and we're all finished. I hope this video gave you a little insight on how to use the mag coil and how to connect it up. Thank you very much. Okay, this is a little addendum. I neglected to bring the meter into play here. I'm presently running it as a magnetic wave device. You see a flat line on the bottom, but when I put the sensing coil above it, you can see that there I have a nice sine wave. But the flux field extends way beyond this magnetic coil. I wanted to show that just in case you thought that, well, the flux field didn't go any farther than the placement of the coil. The flux field actually goes right now about a foot away, and I've got at least 7 milligauss about a foot away. I'm right over it, of course, and I'm about a foot away again, and I'm about 7 milligauss. You can see the meter, and I can get closer, and I can change the scale to 3 milligauss scale. So I'm about 3 or 4 milligauss, and I'm almost 2 feet away. So we have at least around the coil, at least around the coil, a 1.5 foot diameter worth of magnetic flux that the meter can detect. Probably it would be safer to say we can go about 2 feet away. So I just wanted to add this addendum to the video. And with that, I hope I conveyed all my points. I'm going to have to do a little write-up on how to copy that file from the folder that's sitting in the Spooky folder and putting it into the preset folder, because I can't actually do it as I have my setup here on screen for you. So that's it. Have a nice day. Hope you learned something, and you can always blog or write me an email if you have a question.